please.
True Opinion Podcast. Welcome, everybody, to the True Opinion Podcast. I'm your host, Adontaus. And this week on True Opinion, we are talking about relationships and specifically married people and what kind of relationships can they be in outside of their marriage. Specifically, friends. Can married people have single friends? So, first, let's just talk about marriage itself. When you get married, you are making a vow, a promise in front of your friends and family to God and to this person that you're going to love, honor, obey, all that good shit forever, right? So, traditionally, marriage vows include the phrase forsaking all others. And most people, myself included, when you took these vows, you thought it meant no cheating, which is a given. No, you don't cheat on your partner. But forsaking all others means all others for every reason, for any reason, anybody that can come between you and your partner, anybody that will cause strife in your relationship, anybody that will claim to or has a relationship that rivals the one you have with your spouse can't be a part of your marriage. This is what forsaking all others means. And I think people get caught up in the pageantry of the wedding and forget about the sacredness or the symbolism involved in it. So this means when you take those vows, you got to say goodbye to those single friends, especially men. Men are the worst. Men cannot have single friends when they're married because they don't want to let go. And as you'll see as we go on with this podcast, I'm very pro-woman, but I feel like I'm also very fair, and I'll give the guys credit where credit is due, but I do think men are just as, if not sometimes more emotional than women. And a lot of times men exhibit the type of behaviors that they like to attribute to women. And for this reason, guys, when you get married, your single friends, after you have that bachelor party, that last hurrah, after you do all that last crazy shit with those friends, you kind of got to have a breakup talk with them. You have to give closure to that relationship, just like any other relationship, just like a relationship with a woman. You have to let them know, look, we had a lot of good times. You're my brother. You know, I love you. You helped get me to where I am today in most cases. But I'm marrying this woman. You know, we can't continue to do all the fuck ass shit that we used to do because this woman will destroy my life. She will leave me. I love her. She will leave me. She will take everything I have. So, you know, we got to cut this out. And if you have a good friend, a great friend, they're going to understand this and they'll support you in it. But the problem lies in the fact that men do not know how to set boundaries, especially when it comes to their friendships. Listen, getting married is like your relationship on steroids, your relationship with Super Saiyan. You know, it's a whole nother level of commitment. You can't just walk away. A judge has to break y'all up. Somebody has to tell you how to divide your money, your property, your time with your kids, everything. So it can't be taken lightly. You cannot allow outside people to interfere, even if they are well-meaning. And this is why boundaries need to be set. And I say men don't know how to set boundaries because for them, it's not about protecting the sanctity of the marriage. I think most men feel like if I'm not cheating, if I'm not beating your ass, we're okay. You know, I can go and I can hang out with my friends every now and again. Yes, you can. But hanging out with your single friends, doing the things that single men do, isn't always appropriate for a married man. So you have to tell them, okay, I can hang out maybe a couple times a month, maybe once or twice a month within reasonable hours. You can't kick it till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't shut the bar down, then go to the after party no more when you married, or you gonna come home and the lock's gonna be changed. It's not appropriate. It's disrespectful. Unless, all of this is with the caveat that unless you and your wife have discussed these things and it's okay, then fine. But for the most part, be engaging in behavior that you engaged in prior to getting married will not be acceptable. And men have a hard time letting go of this when they get married, and their friends definitely have a hard time with letting go. So they don't set these boundaries because they don't want to be seen as whipped, like their wife tells them what to do, or they old and married now, they can't be fun anymore, and they don't want to seem disloyal to their friends. Your best friend usually knows all your secrets, helped you do all your dirt. It's like the keeper of the keys to the closet where your skeletons lie. So you don't want to turn them down every time they ask you for a turn up. You don't want to tell them like, yo, I can't spend every Sunday watching football and eating wings with you no more. I got to spend some family time. You can't tell them, we can't take those bros trips 2 or 3 times a year no more. I got to do family trips with my wife. You can't tell them you can't call me first thing in the morning or late at night. You don't want to tell them you can't send me the pictures that badass shorty sent you of her naked no more. My wife will beat my ass and break my phone. You don't want to tell them those things because you feel like you're being disloyal to your friendship by continuing not to engage in the friendship the same way that you have. So for that reason, like if you can't set those boundaries, you just got to let that friend go, which men definitely don't want to do. So you're caught in a catch-22. You don't want to let go of your friends. You don't want to set boundaries. What you going to do? What you going to do is piss your fucking wife off. And that is not going to go well because we all know happy wife, happy life. So more realistically, what can you do is that you're going to have to learn to tell your friends no. Hopefully your friends are mature enough to understand that your relationship cannot stay the same because you're married. And if they don't know that, then you have to help them. Have a simple conversation. If you don't want to give it to them all at once, start with something small. The smallest thing they do that annoys your wife, ask them not to do it. But the reality is, most men will have their friends and their family, not just friends, their family too. Sometimes a man will get married and he has been the emotional or financial backbone for his mother or his sisters or whomever in his family, and they think that the relationship has to stay the same too. They think, oh no, I'm still number one. I'm still his mama. That's my big brother or that's my little brother. Can't no bitch come in and tell. That is absolutely untrue. When this man has taken a wife, she becomes his number one. And men hate to tell their family, just like they hate to tell their friends, that their wife is the most important thing in their life because they don't want that conflict. They want to make everything happy. They want to make everybody happy. In most cases, they want things to stay the same for the most part, and they expect their wives to adapt, which is unfair to ask your wife to do. So they are reluctant to have these conversations where they lay out boundaries and they say, I can't do this anymore. I can't do that anymore. This is the thing. If these people in your lives, guys, if they love you, they'll say, okay. They will understand. Because once you get married, that is the most important relationship in your life at that point. And these people should understand that. They should support you in that. And if you are happy with this woman, they should want to see you continue to be happy. And they'll remove themselves. If they're good people, they will remove themselves from your situation so as not to cause waves. So let's go back again. What do guys have to do? You just have to tell these people, look, we can't do this no more. We can't do it. And friends, really, I don't understand. I'm married, and married people are boring as hell. We talk about the kids, we talk about the house, we talk about work, we talk about bills, stuff we want to do, may not get a chance to do. We fall asleep early. We watch Game of Thrones. We check social media, and that's it. Married people are boring. I promise you, if you give your single friends a glimpse into that life, they're going to be like, they're going to stop calling themselves because they sick of hearing you talking about your kid. Your kid ain't that damn adorable. They sick of hearing you talk about your home repairs. They sick of you talking about the mundane shit that married people talk about. And y'all will be good for a hangout every month, every 3 to 6 weeks or so, But married people are boring. So I guarantee you, if you are one of those that is reluctant, shy, or just don't want to tell your friends that you can't do it no more, just continue to be yourself and they'll drop off on their own. And to that end, I think since we got on the men, we have to talk about women. But women are much better, in my opinion, in navigating relationships with their single friends. And why is this? Because I think women take relationships a little more seriously than men do, especially marriage. Like I said before, I think men just kind of think marriage is like, oh, now she's my forever girlfriend. My wife is my forever girlfriend. We live together forever now. She got to do what I say. She got to make me breakfast and make my bed and do my laundry and. But I think women take it a lot more seriously. And honestly, before y'all got married, women kind of pushed their single friends to the side for your dusty ass already. Especially if you expressed dislike or displeasure at some of her friends. She already has kind of cut those relationship ties a little bit. Not completely, but she may not talk to him as frequently. She may not hang out as much just because, y'all are in this relationship. And women can see when it's getting serious, and they know if they want it to be serious, and we will start to devote all our time and our energy to you. So we've already started the process of eliminating some of those, not eliminate, I don't want to say eliminate, that sounds terrible. We've already started the process of pushing away from some friends because you have a different focus now. And again, your single friends will understand. Sometimes it may be a little bit of all that bitch in a relationship. Now she act like she don't know nobody. But most of the time when they get in a relationship, they gonna act like they don't know anybody either. Just like when you become parents. If you aren't married, you're a parent though. Sometimes your relationships may suffer because your focus has changed to your child and you're starting to talk about your kid all the time. And people without kids don't want to hear about your fucking kid all the time. So, like I was saying, women are much better at this. They will immediately set boundaries. They will immediately start to separate themselves. They will immediately let their friends and their family know, like, he is the one, or, this is happening. They will stop answering calls, stop going out, stop doing whatever, for better or for worse, because to them, they are showing you that you are their focus now. A lot of times. Not their main focus, not like women get in relationships and lose their brains. Calm down, feminists. But women will make the necessary changes in their social lives to preserve relationships that are important to them. And boyfriends with marriage potential and husbands are normally very important. So they'll make those changes without much trouble. So, up until this point, we've talked about friends and being married and having single friends and can you do it, can you not do it. Men most likely can't do it because they can't set boundaries. Women are a lot better at it. But nobody, men, women, nobody under almost no circumstances can have a friend of the opposite sex once you get married. With the exception of, I give exceptions to friends that you already had before you met your partner. Not before y'all got married. Not you met them when y'all were dating and then y'all got married and you still want to keep this friend. No, somebody you knew before you even met the person you married, if you have not had any sexual contact with them. Let me say that again. Somebody you knew before you met the person you married and you have not had sexual contact with them. If they are of the opposite sex, that friend you can keep. Any other friends of the opposite sex, hell no. And you know you playing, so just knock it the fuck off. You cannot have any friends of the opposite sex. Ladies, if you are out somewhere and you meet a man and he said, you know, he talking to you and you feeling him, and he said, yeah, and I'm married. And you said, oh, you married? And he said, but I could have friends though. Don't believe him. He's fucking lying. No, he cannot have a friend of the opposite sex that he didn't met out somewhere that he first started flirting with before he told you he was married or before you looked at his hand and saw that he was married. You can't be his friend. He don't want to be your friend. He don't know shit about you. So you think he saw you in the store and came up to you and was thinking like, hey, this girl will make a great friend. Let me talk her up. No, he was thinking like, hey, I want to get with this girl. And I'm going to see if she'll do it even though I'm married. You are not that interesting. You don't have there. You may be beautiful, but there is nothing about your face that tells him you are going to make a good friend and he wants to go over there and get you on his friendship train. He's lying. You can't have friends of the opposite sex. Ladies, again, I think women are better with keeping men at bay when they are married and not falling for that friendship thing. But I think you may fall into a trap at work. You know, coworkers are not friends. They are coworkers. And they should not extend beyond coworker status. They should not be, oh, we're friends. No. Talking outside of work, if it's not about work, no. Going and having a business lunch, fine. Having lunch every day with your male coworker, not appropriate. Because what happens is you inevitably start to talk about things that aren't work related. You inevitably start to develop a kind of relationship, and then you start talking about your husband. You start talking about home. You talk about things with this man that are not appropriate for you to be talking about, and you are developing an emotional connection. And emotional cheating, to me, is just as bad as physically cheating on your husband, because you are sharing mental space, you are sharing yourself, you are sharing secrets, your hopes, your dreams, your problems with somebody that is not your husband. And why the fuck would you want to do that? If you cannot share these things with your husband, if you feel like, oh, my husband just don't listen to me, we don't talk like we used to, that is a problem you need to take up with him. Perhaps a marriage counselor, a pastor, whatever your preference is. You do not need to confide in another person, especially if it is some man at work or some man that is your friend that you know wants to fuck you. Come on, ladies, you know when a guy want to get with you. You know it. And if you keep him hanging around you, oh, he's just my friend, it's because you like the attention. You like knowing that no matter what state you are in, no matter if you look all dolled up, if you look ragged, if you doing well, if you're broke as hell, you like knowing it's somebody out there who is going to give you that attention, who loves you, who would drink your dirty bath water and massage your hammer toes and shit. You like it, so you keep him around. That is unfair to your husband, and you need to knock it the fuck off. I mean, just be honest. If you know the man likes you, you cannot keep him around. Same thing with guys. If you have this female friend that no, you may not have had any sexual contact with, but for you, she is like a little puppy dog. She will come whenever you call. Oh, she just like one of the guys. We just kick it, but she ain't never been in a long-term relationship. When she get in the relationship, you start acting stupid, critiquing the dude. You could do better than that. I don't know why you with him, until she breaks up with him because you want her available just in case, or if you ever, or you just feel like she is my person that makes me feel good. She's the one who always thinks I'm attractive, who always thinks I'm manly and I'm worth it. Even if she don't say it, I know it. I know I could have her whenever I wanted her. Stop it. Knock it the fuck off. Stop it. It's not fair to her. It's not fair to your wife. You know what? It's even not fair to you, because men and women, when you keep somebody around that you don't want, but strictly to stroke your ego, it's not fair to you, because you are endangering your relationship. So I think we have covered everything I feel about relationships and marriage. So let's recap. If you are married, men, you cannot have single friends if you are not willing to set boundaries that are appropriate for your marriage. Ladies, it's okay for you to have single friends, because most of the time you set those boundaries on your own. It is not okay for men or women to have friends of the opposite sex once you get married. That's my policy. No new friends. I don't give a fuck. No new friends. You can, however, keep friends that you have had before you got married, before you met the person you married, if you have not had any sexual contact with them. And if you have a friend that you got hanging on because they stroke your ego, be a good person and just let that person go. Let me know what your true opinion is on this topic. Do you think married people can successfully maintain friendships with single people? I don't think so. Well, in the case of men, I don't think so. So hit me up at True Opinion Show on Twitter. Let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear from you.